Kanye was on a label, this would do 350.
Check compromise.
Okay? I'm telling you how it works. Label Kanye, Def Jam behind him, UMT behind him, they love him, 350. No label, 148. Drake. Now, it's going to be less of a drop for Drake because Drake doesn't use a label like that. Kanye has these elaborate rollouts. Kanye would tell the label, yo, get a private jet, fly everybody to Wyoming. We're going to be around a motherfucking bonfire, and I want to project my song and play 33 seconds, only 33 seconds on the side of every, like, broken down building from here to Mississauga. Like he does shit like that. The label's paying for it, right? So Vultures 1 wouldn't sell 148. It would sell 350. Drake sells 400, but he's doing the bare minimum because he's not fucking with it. He hasn't been fucking with labels for a while. Drake, no label, is 250. Again, it's numbers that would compete with Kendrick, so he's still like up there, but he's not like just out the fucking, like when I'm saying Superman, Drake is like, when I say top 5 Drake, like he's not really competing with these niggas with the label. 350. No label, 148. Drake. Now, it's going to be less of a drop for Drake because Drake doesn't use a label like that. Kanye has these elaborate rollouts. Kanye would tell the label, yo, get a private jet, fly everybody to Wyoming. We're going to be around a motherfucking bonfire, and I want to project my song and play 33 seconds, only 33 seconds on the side of every, like, broken down building from here to Mississauga. Like he does shit like that. The label's paying for it, right? So Vultures 1 wouldn't sell 148. It would sell 350. Drake sells 400, but he's doing the bare minimum because he's not fucking with it. He hasn't been fucking with labels for a while. Drake, no label, is 250. Again, it's numbers that would compete with Kendrick, so he's still like up there, but he's not like just out the fucking, like when I'm saying Superman, Drake is like, when I say top 5 Drake, like he's not really competing with these niggas with the label, but without the label, he's gonna compete. That's the whole point I was trying to tell y'all, right? I'll let you keep going.
Guess what, Playboy? It's not anymore. It's not 5 years ago. And there is a reason. I know you fans are like, oh, why is this not good? You don't know shit about shit. This shit is designed and programmed.
With Drake, with the Drake brand, it really leads more to the label is kind of more important than he's putting credit on. Because look at the things he's done outside of the label. The Nike brand. It ain't take off like Kanye shit did. Nothing. The OVO Jordans.
Now, that's very different. Drake doesn't have a cultural effect, and his influence outside of music, that has nothing to do with the labels. That's almost like a cool factor. That's curating a brand, right? Like A$AP Rocky has done that. It doesn't matter if A$AP Rocky's on a label or not. His fashion sense dictates what people want to look like and wear, right? I've said it, like Drake at his peak, if Drake wore something versus Rocky wearing something, people are going to go with what Rocky wears. So that doesn't really correlate to how popping you are in music.
Ain't take off like that, like the OVO label. The OVO label, yeah. Respectfully. Everything that you've done outside of music.
Now, I'll say this about the OVO label. Drake could have, of course, had OVO label take off, like exactly. But again, it would require him taking a step back and diluting his brand and putting his name, likeness, and his clout on the line selflessly to promote other people, even if it didn't work. And it's kind of like remember when DJ Khaled had the We the Best thing and you had Ace Hood and all these other guys? When Khaled got lit on Snapchat, yes, he could have used his likeness to further promote these guys, but he realized, like, I'm sorry, Drake realized I make more money, even though, at this point Drake owns the shit. I make more money from me rather than other people doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't really hit like that. And if music is only hitting because the label is pushing, not saying only, but it's almost like, and we seeing the label not push the button. Now, in the music, do you think the label suppressed it? I think they just let it go. They suppressed where he tried to drop on his own. They snatched it down, like he tried to put some child, they'll strike it. They did that.
But that was telling us how he felt.
Yeah, true.
That was telling us
up already.
Where they stood on things, right. And that this relationship has soured. To take it back to fucking the battle on Kendrick really quickly. It's not just me. I'm what the culture's feeling. However y'all interpret culture, because it's subjective now, but I would assume that Kendrick, let me not say Kendrick, that somebody had to talk to somebody.
With some people, yeah.
And there was a word on the curb in the great words of Melissa Ford. And yo, dog, we were saying it. Hey, this is odd that this record won't leave #1. Why is this like that shit? They ain't shoot a video. What did they do besides press a button? We don't know. Maybe
now, I mean, it works both ways too, right? So like when we talk about like a song like Circadian Rhythm, and I think it's an amazing song. I think it's a great song. I think that's Drake, making songs that we know he's made before.
Damn, Drake with no label is a SoundCloud rapper. Damn.
In the past, but they've worked. When we think about songs like that, and then we're like, why doesn't it work? Partially, we have to say it's because of the label. Why is my mic so fucking low? Sorry. All right. Why is my mic so low? Okay, let me turn this up a little bit more. Sorry, chat. Okay. So, yeah. Now, it works both ways. And this is why, like, I think, sometimes we have this, like, infighting between, like, people who like one artist versus the other. If you could admit, and you think that what I'm saying is true for Drake, you should also admit, and this is also me admitting, right? So I'm admitting that every song that Drake is at, like Hotline Bling, the labels are probably 50% responsible for that success, right? Now, if we're admitting that and we're saying, well, Drake isn't on the best terms with the labels, that's why a song like Circadian Rhythm doesn't go like that, or doesn't get like 2 times or 3 times more successful, you then have to admit in the same breath, oh, shit, Kendrick's song, yes, it was going to be successful, but of course, it's probably twice as successful. Not that, shit, it's probably at billions of streams by now, like 3 billion versus 1.5 billion is still crazy, right? You have to acknowledge that the labels probably helped with the Kendrick song. That should be easily and honestly done, right?
Spent some money. But when a record stays at #1 all that time, these are clear indicators, and he chose, and I'm not getting back to the decision journey, but he chose to focus on artists. When that boy knew his real beef was higher than that. It was higher than that.
He been knew that.
Yeah, but
he's been saying
but
that.
you can do too much dip on your chip. You can't.
The arrogance can make you. But I'm saying he's not blind to the point that the beef is higher up. He's been telling us this.
Somebody says, was Slime You Out an organic #1? So let me so Drake, Kanye, Kendrick, they do have enough power and clout that they could drop a song and it goes #1. That's not where the label really is involved. The label's if a song goes #1 for a week and falls off, that's not the label. The label is when it's climbing the chart systematically. Last week it was 68, now it's 54. Then it's 32, then it's 15, then it's 11, then it's 9, then it's 2. It stays at 2. It drops to 4. Then it comes back up to 2. It drops to 3. Then it goes to 1. That's the label. You might think, oh, nah, I'm hearing it more. Nah, it's just everybody caught on. Oh, nah, that shit just popping out. Everybody finally. No, that's the label. That's the label. The label is spending a shit ton of money.
So that's my thing.
You would spend time on A$AP Rocky numbers.
But you knew who you. I don't think the way he was explaining it was like, yo, whoever the higher up is, y'all got them together to all attack me. It's still coming from above.
The label is so powerful, they're making the fall off look like it's self-inflicted. That's true. That's how powerful.
I agree with that.
They're making like he's still talented. He still got it. But
I don't agree with that at all. I don't believe Drake's label, and I think I'll probably even disagree with Drake on this one. I don't think that Drake. Why am I so low? Hold on. Did y'all hear me or no? Okay, do I sound better? What the fuck? No, it's just not working. Give me 1 second. Okay. Do I sound better? Do I sound better, y'all? Do I sound better? Much better. Okay. All right, so, and now I gotta turn down all these things. Really, I know how to fix this shit. Mixer. Hold on, I just gotta turn these things down. Give me a second. Let me just.
They're teaching him such a big lesson that they're making the fall off. They put all these things in front of him. They're making it seem like it's him that's doing it.
He can't rap
right?
no more.
Because a lot of people, what he's doing now, yes, it's to the culture where we from. Yo, you ratting, you look nasty. But there's a lot of artists that wish that they could have done that.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. Y'all can hear me? Mic check. All right, bet. That should be better.
Basically, off of being dissed, but.
No, how do I fucking fix this? Sorry.
Come on, man. Shit. God damn, bitch. All right.
The label's take of that, and we're not gonna put overheads in terms of recoupment, in terms of like advances, like for example, the $400 million. Well, let's just talk about raw profit. If Drake was a nobody artist, the label would take $250 million off that $300 million. If it's nobody, because it's Drake, they take $100 or $150 million. Do you get what I'm saying? A label don't want Drake. He's number one. He is good to have, but labels care about market share, right? Yo, as long as we have the artist with the #1 record, we're good. Matter of fact, they get more money when somebody else got #1, not Drake. So when you say make Drake, labels don't want to create a Michael Jackson. You want to give a nigga that much leverage that the more music he keeps getting more and more clout, and the more music he puts out, you gain less and less of that music. This is another reason I can't wait for us to see the lawsuits if it ever gets there. Drake is going to make the perfect example that, yo, Universal owned Take Care. They owned Nothing Was the Same. They owned If You're Reading This Is Too Late. They owned More Life. They owned Views. They owned Scorpion. They owned those records. So they own the majority of my catalog. I own maybe a piece of it, but very small pieces of it. Now, after I signed my new deal and I own my shit, they ain't that fond of it. Why? Because now the inmates are running the asylum. So this whole thing that y'all think that labels want to get another Drake, no, they like the fact that he's a sure bet. He's a sure bet. It's like betting on Tank Davis. When you bet on Tank Davis versus somebody, let's say you bet $1 million that Tank is gonna knock out his next opponent. He probably will. You don't double your money. You know what they do? We'll pay you $200,000 while you risk $1 million. So we pay you 1.2 if he knocks him out. But if you don't, you lose $1 million. However, if it's the random dude who knocks out, my crown, knocks out the behemoth, you're gonna get 5 extra money. So it's all about what you invest versus what you're gonna get. The labels are playing catalogs and they have all type of people. Universal, the reason why they're the people that can't be defeated is that they strive their best to control the market share. That when Billboard puts out a report that's an internal label report, right? The executives read this. So while we're like, oh my God, Drake's on the chart, they read this. Hey, Universal, this week's Billboard Hot 100, your set of artists owned 40% of the charts. They're going to laugh. They're going to smile. They're like, okay, we own 40% of the top 100 songs. They don't care if it was Taylor Swift. They don't care if it was Post Malone. They don't care if it was The Weeknd. They don't care if it was Drake. They own, well, those are all their songs they're distributed. You get what I'm saying? Like, when you get to it, like, for example, and I know, like, I think that comment is sending me on a real sidebar here. When you get to, what do you call it again? When you get to, when you get to, like, Taylor Swift, have you ever, there's a documentary about Taylor Swift signing her new deal with Universal. And Universal essentially, basically, just to get her, was down to spend hundreds of millions to buy her back catalog, her masters, just to give it back to her. And even then, after they did that, for her catalog going on in the future, they weren't going to own her catalog. They were going to have pretty much almost like a portion of it in a licensing situation and also distribution on it. And when you look at that, yes, Taylor Swift is more valuable to UMG in terms of market share and her dominance, and that they could leverage her. Yes, she brings a lot of money, but Taylor Swift has all the leverage in that relationship. Like, these people aren't that fond about being in relationships with artists with all the leverage. When you sign an artist, the typical artist, it's usually what's called a royalty deal, and this is how it works. If I sign you, like, let me put in perspective. Lil Pump signed for $30,000, right, when he just came in, right? $30,000. Yo, here's $30,000. Maybe in the label's mind, whoever was at Warner, like, we're going to try to spend $70,000 to $80,000, pop him off. We're going to be in the hole for $100,000, okay? Maybe we spend another $40,000 to $50,000 just to, like, get songs cleared, studio, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we're in for $150,000. The boy drops Gucci Gang. Gucci Gang goes crazy. Probably recoups, right? Not probably, recoups immediately, right? However, the deal that he signed, because he was nobody, okay, so the 150 is taken care of. They're going to balloon it up to like 250 or something like that. That's how they do math in the music business, because you don't recoup. They almost charge you a percentage on the loan they give you, which is it's a lot of shit. Anyway, they're going to have all type of fees. They even give you fees for them doing their job. They'll be like, hey, this is our fee to sorry. This is our fee to send it to the playlist. And you're like, shouldn't you want to send it to the playlist? Like, why am I paying the fee? Everybody pays the fee. What? Well, if it goes to the playlist, don't you make money? Yeah, but you pay the fee. It's weird. Music business shit. So I'm doing simple math here for you. They got Pump 150. Pump gets this song, is going crazy. This song has now made $2 to $3 million. They're in the hole, let's say $250,000. Pump has recouped. He's made $2 to $3 million. The way how that is then broken down is that after you minus the 250, they pay him on what's called a royalty rate, which means for every dollar collected, they would give Lil Pump. The standard rate is about 17 to 18%. So for every dollar he gets 18 cents, they get 82. So think about that. Who do they really want more to succeed? They want newer artists to pop off, not these old ass motherfucking artists. Because when Lil Pump gets one song and he gets $2 million, or it makes $2 to $3 million, after he recoups and shit, and now they got to pay him royalty, they're paying him 18 cents on the dollar, and they keep the rest of it. So essentially, they're gonna keep $2 million and pay him a couple $100,000. As opposed to somebody like Drake, you're giving him a big ass advance, and if he does recoup, right? Number one, he owns the masters, and then also usually this whatever distribution shit, it's flipped around. The labels are probably doing like what you see with the Apple Store, 30%. So Drake is getting 70% of the profits. So having Drake is an attractive thing to keep your market share, because when you have Drake, other artists want to be Drake, they come sign to you. So you got to just pay that. But the reality is, it's these new artists popping off for the first time that you make the majority of your money from. I hope that makes sense. You get what I'm saying?
Whatever.
Like, the more leverage an artist gets, yes, the label likes it because you're an attractive figure that will help them and they can leverage business-wise, but those deals are not in the label's favor. When you look at Drake's music deal drop, you see Universal and OVO Sound. It means that the masters are split between two companies. Drake is a behemoth in this game that re-upped this deal a couple of years ago, 2021 or whatever the case is. There's no way that Universal owns even remotely close to the majority of his masters. So he has all the poker chips. So they're giving him these hefty loans, right? And the best way to, and I know some people are like, we get it. Stop responding to the slow motherfucker who asks this. The best way to say this is this. When Lil Pump gets signed for $30,000 and they invest $250,000, right? So that was the total investment. His song works. They make really more than 10x. They make $3 million. That would be over 10x. If Universal gave Drake $400 million for them to make 10x, they need to make $4 billion. Do you think that's more realistic? Do you think Drake is making them $4 billion? No. He's probably making them close to $1 billion, but it's not going to be the 10x that they got off of a new artist that your contracts is raping these motherfuckers. Like, these niggas can't do shit. So you're 10x and 15x and 20x and 30x and off a new artist that pops off. With Drake, you probably 2x. So really, the money you're giving him is a riskier return. You give him 400, you're just hoping that he makes a B. But also, you got to remember, now, obviously, they're leveraging it, right? So when they give him $400 million, they're leveraging it with the fact that they own his back catalog. And they know how, this I said, the music industry is a Ponzi scheme. As long as they make him drop music, they're going to continue to recoup off of Take Care, Nothing Was the Same, all of these old songs that they have a peg on. Oh, this is going to give us $8 million a year. This gives us $9 million. This gives us $5 million. Like, that's how, so they're doing the math. They're extrapolating over probably a span of like 10 to 15 years. And then they're also realizing they own these songs in perpetuity, which means forever. And then they're like, yo, hey, in 20 years, we think we're going to properly 4X our money. So Drake's catalog, plus what he drops during the deal, we gave him 400. We're going to make $1.6 billion. Drake don't want to wait 30 years, right? Because Drake wants his bread now because he want to go fly around on the jumbo jets and go to Turks. But the labels, they move like a bank. The bank give you a 30-year mortgage on your house. The bank could wait 30 years. In 30 years, you're old. You want the house now. So you say, okay, I'll keep paying you for 30 years. The bank is realizing they'll never get their money in full until 30 years. They're fine with it. They'll wait forever. You don't want to wait forever. You want to get the new crib right now. It's the same way the labels work, okay? Okay, I think you guys got it.
Nobody know you hurt. I ain't got time for Richard Ryan. What's up? I say what's up? I say what's up?
Man, sit your ass down.
I say what's up? I say what's up?
Man, sit your ass down.
I'm an angry man right now. Man, shut up. All that damn shit. What did he just say? Turned me to angry man watching goddamn Akademiks. Man, shut your ass up. What was all that? I don't even remember nothing he just said. Whatever.
All right. Very interesting today. Kanye's net worth was updated. Kanye West net.
All right. Enough of that. All right, moving on. I'm just going to use that for what it is. All right, moving on. All right, I think we're done with this video. We're going to get to the video he did yesterday. Hold on, I think it's one more thing I might want to add on. I don't remember one thing he just said. Do y'all remember anything he just said? I'm thinking about food. I'm looking at Uber Eats. I'm like, damn, what do I want to eat? I'm thinking about lunch. I haven't ate yet. People are talking about filing taxes. I'm looking through Uber Eats like, damn, what do I want to eat? All right. There was something else that I wanted to go over. Oh, this right here. This right here. Right here we go.
Okay. Tell me if the sound is imbalanced.
Here we go. Yeah, he just
anyway.
Akademiks. Ooh, cheesesteak sound. Ooh, damn, cheesesteak sounds actually pretty good, Dorothy. Ooh, cheesesteak, dude, with some fries. Ooh, I think he might be on to something. Cheesesteak does sound good right now. I ain't gonna cap. Cheesesteak do sound bomb.
He was hip-hop's biggest mogul. Actually, you know what? Let's just react to a few of these things. I feel like I got my major topics out today.
Cheesesteak.
Let me react to some of the posts by this guy right here. Okay. I don't want to talk politics. Okay, not this. Not this. Not this. Okay, not this. Okay, not that. What the fuck? What is all this bullshit?
Cats.
I'm trying to react to some of this shit.
Subway. Ew.
So Joey Badass called out Kendrick. People are reacting to it. I don't really give a fuck.
Ew.
Is there nothing? Okay.
No, Amber Rose had a statement. She said it's easy to pick on Drake because he's biracial, and she's partially telling the truth. And here's why: because there's a safety that I feel with Jock. Why? Because we from the South Side. Shanika, we from the South Side. Like, it's different, right? It's like I know that we want to protect our hood, everything. I just know it's different, right? So I think that what happens with Drake is that he gets in these rooms with these white men, these very, very powerful white men, and they talk to his Jewish side in those private rooms, and they told him.
All right, man. I can tell it's a bunch of bullshit.